Where does this plug go in?
And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ives Lamel Family Field. Senior Day at Brevard College. All sorts of festivities taking place. We're going to be honoring dozens, literally, of seniors. Football, cheerleading, drumline, all part of the celebration today. In terms of the action on the gridiron, the Tornadoes hosting an opponent for the first time in program history. Belhaven has made the trip from the state of Mississippi, the Belhaven Blazers, and this is a formidable opponent, folks. Belhaven has been receiving votes in the top 25 poll for NCAA Division III, and they come to town with a 7-1 record, 5-1 in the USA South Conference, and they have been absolutely rolling as of late. They lost to Huntington back on September the 24th, 34-21. Since then, check out these results. 34-27 at Methodist, 24-0 over NC Wesleyan, 59-7 over Greensboro, 42-6 over Southern Virginia, and last week a 70-16 win over LaGrange. Belhaven has hit a groove, and the Tornadoes are looking to put an end to that winning streak this afternoon. It's going to be a battle of styles as well, as these two teams have contrasting styles. Belhaven, a real power team, really big up front. They're going to be running the ball a bunch, while the Tornadoes have some explosive offensive weapons, and will be interesting to see these two teams match up in just a matter of moments. We've got about 38 minutes till we get started here. We're going to have the Senior Day ceremony for you live as part of the broadcast as well, so stick with us for that. And should be a lot of fun this afternoon. The home finale for the Tornadoes. Brevard, meanwhile, winners of 4 of their last 5. Last week, a big win, 24-21 at Maryville. And the Tornadoes, the week prior, last time we saw you here on this YouTube channel for a football game versus LaGrange, a 24-10 win. And Brevard has in their sights the best conference winning percentage in school history. So that's the goal here with this game today versus Belhaven. And then a season finale at Southern Virginia next week for the Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Bill Kyatt. So stick with us. We'll bring you all the action in Senior Day ceremony as well. Glad you're able to join us here at Ives Lamel Family Field.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
Back here at Ives Lamel Family Field as we prepare for Belhaven versus Brevard. Tornadoes facing off against as we mentioned, a tough Belhaven squad. Quarterback Tim Johnson. Running back Colby Blunt. Keep an eye on him, number 4. One of the more explosive and powerful runners that we'll see all season. Cooper Tullo at one wide receiver, Jacoby James Grace at the other wide receiver, Brooks Breimer, also a starting wideout, Zach Hammett's the starting halfback. The offensive line, and this is worth noting as well, one of the bigger offensive lines the Tornadoes will face, Boatman, Turner, Ballou, Thompson, and McAlpin. Now let's look at the defense for the Blazers. Keep an eye on number 97, Carlton Brown. He is all over the field from that defensive end position. A motor that won't stop. We'll keep a close eye on him. That's a big matchup for the Tornadoes, containing defensive end Carlton Brown. Also Burkett and Webb on the defensive line, Jones, Fordham, and Fondren. The linebackers, cornerbacks, Raymond, Locke, and Hersey, and the safeties are Tolliver and Lewis. Now let's take a look at the starters for Brevard College. Starting quarterback is Dalton Cole. Don't be surprised if we see Miles Hayes as well. Starting running back, Mitchell Yoder. Also Chance Lee Parker. What a story he's been all season long. Some explosive touchdowns from Chance. Wide receivers, Zachary Orr, also Cooper Hogan, Jaden O'Leary at the tight end position, and the offensive line, Andrew Bullard, Brody Lindsay, Todd Norman, Justin Parker, and Brandon Unanks. Let's take a look at the defense. Trey Williams along that front, along with Obi Grimes and Wyatt Langford. Linebackers, expect to see Koger. Also, we'll see some of R.J. Everett, Jerome Bass, Toby Naylor, Reese Rubio. Also, keep an eye on Eli Everhart. And then at the cornerback position, James Woods and Jock Pledger. Montrell Stinson back in the starting lineup at safety, and KJ Dalgout at safety as well. So there's your starters. Let's take a look at the Brevard College offense as a whole.
Luis Alvarez, Guadalupe, Arizona.
Dalton Cole, Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Jaden O'Leary, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Jordy Wilkinson, Washington Works, Georgia. Jonathan Woods, Huntsville, Alabama.
Cooper Hogan, New London, North Carolina.
Andrew Tarleton, Denver, North Carolina.
Zach Orr, Charleston, South Carolina.
Marcus Lane, Sumter, South Carolina.
Deshaun Curtis, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Jeremy Rudolph, Orlando, Florida.
Raptor Petrie, Orlando, Florida.
Zion Cower, Grovetown, Georgia.
Devin Tanner, Meriden, Connecticut.
Reginald Taylor II, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Adam Douglas, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Jordan Rao, Charlotte, North Carolina. Go Tornadoes.
Antonio Damos, Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Cedric Brooks, Portland, Oregon.
Jacob Reed, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Eli Carr, Asheville, North Carolina.
Miles Hayes, Northport, Florida.
Thomas Kramer, Clearwater, Florida.
DJ Taylor, Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Go NATO. Mitchell Yoder, Columbus, North Carolina.
Matthew Vu, Collins Springs, North Carolina.
Dustin Stevens, Cullowhee, North Carolina.
Chance Lee Parker, Atlanta, Georgia.
Alan Wilfong, Newton, North Carolina.
Freddie Aiken III, Hardyville, South Carolina.
Devontae Murray, Murphy, North Carolina.
Josh Blackstock, Dublin, Georgia.
Todd Norman, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Andrew Bullard, Charleston, South Carolina.
Dakota Grimsley, Trinity, North Carolina.
Hayden Schnell, Oakville, Georgia.
Justin Parker,
Inca, North Carolina.
Brandon Unanks, Forest City, North Carolina.
Hank Tart, Camden, South Carolina. Brody Lindsay, Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Roderick Rucker, Hartwell, Georgia.
Jared Smith, Asheville, North Carolina.
Daryl Smith, Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Brad Marsh, Huntsville, Alabama. Go Natives.
Back here at Islamel Family Field, we're just moments away from the Senior Day ceremony. In just a few moments, you'll hear the voice of Brevard College alum and public address announcer Ray Gill, and we will introduce you to the senior class that's being honored this evening. So stick with us. Senior Day, just moments away.
Fans, at this time, please turn your attention to midfield for a special Senior Day presentation. Today we'll be honoring seniors from the Brevard College football and cheerleading teams for their years of dedication and hard work for their respective programs. At midfield is head coach Bill Kyatt, head cheerleading coach Chandler Ryan, and vice president for finance and strategic operations CFO Juan Mascaro. First, Brevard College football would like to recognize its seniors who are exercising their 5th year of eligibility at BC. Number 1, Jonathan Woods. Number 7, Dalton Cole. Number 8, Jaden O'Leary. Number 8, Jerome Bass. Number 10, Jordy Wilkinson Jr. Number 11, Stamati Damalos. Number 13, Jacob Reed. Number 15, R.J. Everett. Number 63, Zion Barholo. Number 68, Justin Parker. And number 70, Brandon Unangst. Congratulations to this special group of seniors. In addition, a special recognition to 2 seniors from the 2022-23 class. Number 5, Cedric Brooks, and number 14, Cameron Moore. Congratulations, Cedric and Cameron. Now on to the 2022 Senior Day presentation. First, senior cheerleader Bethany Bryan from Bremerton, Washington, who is being escorted by Lori, Nolan, Emery, and Camden Bryan. Bethany will graduate from BC in the spring of 2023 with a bachelor's degree in business and a double minor in exercise science and coaching. Next, senior cheerleader Aaron Butts from Toccoa, Georgia, who is being escorted by his mom, Juliana Butts. Aaron will graduate in the spring with a bachelor's degree in English with an emphasis on creative writing. Next, senior cheerleader Nisa Rosales from Rosman, North Carolina, who is being escorted by her mother, Susanna Rosales. Nisa will graduate in the spring with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in pre-law. Next, senior running back number 0, DJ Taylor from Lawrenceville, Georgia, who is being escorted by his parents, David and Tia, and his sister, Tori. DJ will graduate with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Next, senior running back number 3, Mitchell Yoder from Columbus, North Carolina, who is being escorted by his parents, Myron and Cornelia Yoder. Mitchell will graduate with a bachelor's degree in art with concentrations in digital and time-based media. Next, senior defensive back number 3, Tyler Harrison from Franklin, North Carolina, who is being escorted by his parents, Jason and Lori, his granddad, Glenn, his sister, Bethany, and his nephew, Cooper. Tyler will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Next, graduate quarterback number 4, Miles Hayes from Northport, Florida, who is being escorted by his parents, Andre and Teresa, and his girlfriend, Katie Gutierrez. Miles is currently in the Health and Human Performance Master's Program here at Brevard College. Next, senior linebacker number 4, Toby Naylor from Southampton, England, who is being escorted by his dad, Jason Naylor, his mom, Estella Tasker, his stepdad, Callum McGlinigan, and his stepmom, Kara Naylor. Toby will graduate with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. Next, senior defensive back number 12, Jock Pledger from Monroe, Georgia, who is being escorted by his mother, Shamika, and his grandmother, Sarah. Jock will graduate with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. Next, senior fullback number 26, Freddie Aiken III from Hardyville, South Carolina, who is being escorted by his mother, Carcelia Green, and his grandmother, Cynthia. Freddie will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Next, senior linebacker number 32, Reese Rubio from Beaumont, Texas, who is being escorted by Moises and Alicia Rubio. Reese will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Next, senior defensive lineman number 42, Wyatt Lankford from Shelby, North Carolina, who is being escorted by his parents, J.D. and Patty Lankford. Wyatt will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Next, senior fullback number 47, Andrew Tarleton from Denver, North Carolina, who is being escorted by his dad, Don Tarleton. Andrew will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Next, graduate linebacker number 52, Grenquincio Coger Jr. from Macon, Georgia, who is being escorted by his mom, Erica, his grandmother, Martha, his aunts, Earlene and Linda, his sisters, Ayana, Shay, and Shaquilia, his cousins, Brianna, Skylar, and Logan, and his girlfriend, Nyasia. Grenquincio is currently in the Health and Human Performance Master's Program at Brevard College. Next, senior offensive lineman number 60, Todd Norman from Mooresville, North Carolina, who is being escorted by his parents, Michael and Pam Norman, and his sister, Brooklyn. Todd will graduate with a bachelor's degree in history. Next, senior defensive lineman number 93, Josh Whetstone from Kernersville, North Carolina, who is being escorted by his mom, Sheila Whetstone, his grandfather, Clay Powers, and Brianna Messer. Josh will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And also help us please recognize senior number 24, Thomas Kramer. Thomas will graduate with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Fans, give a big round of applause to the BC football and cheerleading class of 2022.
All right, appreciate the work of public address announcer Ray Gill, and congratulations to all the seniors. Multiple groups of seniors being honored here, fifth-year cases, additional eligibility due to COVID, some graduate students as well, and all adds up to a very impressive senior class for the Brevard College Tornadoes. Well, as we continue our preparation for Brevard versus Belhaven, now let's meet the Brevard College defense.
Jamie Tinsley, High Point, North Carolina. Jamie Tinsley, High Point, North Carolina.
Sims Watley, Anderson, South Carolina.
Rylan Cheney, Owensboro, Kentucky.
Dominic O'Brien, Huntersville, North Carolina.
Wyatt Lakeford, Shelby, North Carolina.
Luke Dodson, Brevard, North Carolina. Go Tornadoes.
Steve Victoriano, Roxford, North Carolina.
Josh Whetstone, Kernersville, North Carolina.
Andrew Bishop, Hickory, North Carolina.
Logan Jones, Grover, North Carolina.
Trey Williams, Gwinnett County, Georgia.
Moses Perkins, Jacksonville, Florida.
Obadiah Grimes, Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Joshua Garner, Newbern, North Carolina.
Jeff Manning, Inverness, Florida.
Reese Rubio, Beaumont, Texas.
Noah Allen, Trinity, North Carolina.
Bailey Ramey, Yakinville, North Carolina.
Toby Naylor, Southampton, England. NATO Nation, let's ride.
Eli Everhart, Thomasville, North Carolina.
Brooks Ashford, Orangeburg, South Carolina.
James Woods, Lincoln, North Carolina.
Ben Ellis, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Nicholas Clark, Asheboro, North Carolina.
Bryce Easter, Grand, North Carolina.
Jake Haig, Orlando, Florida.
RJ Everett, Johns Creek, Georgia.
Grenquincio Coger Jr., Macon, Georgia.
Ashton Crooks, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Colby Yancey, Monroe, Georgia.
Jamil George, Dallas, Georgia.
Quintrell Bowman, Rothboro, North Carolina. Go Natos.
Kentra Holloway, Roxborough, North Carolina.
Tyler Harrison, Franklin, North Carolina.
Cameron Moore, Miami, Florida.
Jock Pledger, Monroe, Georgia. Go Tornadoes.
Taylor Willis, Northport, Florida.
Brady Penn, Loganville, Georgia. Let's go Natos.
AJ Richardson, Fayetteville, Georgia.
Dylan James, a.k.a. Champ, Gainesville, Florida. Go Natos.
Montrose Stinson, Maine, North Carolina.
Zion Bargelow, Houston, Georgia.
Jerome Bass, Racemead, North Carolina.
Louis Lamont Jr., Jacksonville, Florida.
Emmanuel White, Deltona, Florida.
Willie Manuel, Mobile, Alabama.
Terrion Burgess, Sumter, South Carolina.
Ernest Smith, born in South Carolina. Let's go Tornadoes.
Back here at Islamel Family Field, Senior Day ceremony wrapping up here at Brevard College. Great moment for these seniors and their families. And we'll now meet the Brevard College Special Teams Unit.
Joe Powell, Brevard, North Carolina. Go Tornadoes.
Nick Akers, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Go Nados.
Monty Damalos, Tarpon Springs, Florida. Go Nados. Nados country. Let's ride.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
All right, back here at Islamel Family Field as we head towards kickoff Brevard versus Belhaven. Senior Day here at Brevard College. Big congratulations to all the seniors from football, cheerleading, the drumline. We'll celebrate the drumline seniors at halftime, so stay tuned for that as well. Want to recognize Party Sports Medicine and Southeastern Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, official healthcare provider for the Brevard College Tornado Athletic Program. In addition to the quality care provided by the orthopedic doctors, Party also offers care in the areas of oncology, cardiovascular, primary care, and several subspecialties. Party Sports Medicine, proud partners with Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Also, special thanks to Hampton Inn Brevard, the official hotel of the Tornadoes, located just minutes from Brevard College, as well as the entrance to Pisgah National Forest. Hampton Inn's rooms are off of Highway 280 and 64, that intersection there, right on the edge of the Pisgah National Forest. Quick Bites shopping, just steps away. Free hot breakfast, which will fuel you up for a day exploring sites such as Sliding Rock, Slick Rock Falls, and DuPont State Forest, all within 20 minutes of Hampton Inn Brevard. And, of course, quick proximity to root on your Tornadoes. So make your reservation today at Hampton Inn Brevard at www.hilton.com. Well, stick with us here. We'll have more preliminaries as we head towards kickoff. We're about 11 minutes, 40 seconds away. As now public address announcer Ray Gill is communicating to the fans in attendance here a major dedication for this game. Dr. Steve Knott, who passed away before the fall semester, such a big part of the Brevard College experience here and is missed by so many. This weekend has been a celebration of his life and his legacy. Really honored to host a number of his family members here this weekend. There was a student-led celebration last evening, and today's game is being dedicated to the late Dr. Steve Knott, just a tremendous friend of the Tornadoes. Dr. Knott served at BC as the BC Faculty Athletics Representative, Associate Professor of Health and Physical Education, Coordinator of the PE, or Physical Education and Health Curriculum, and Coordinator of the Health and Human Performance Graduate Program. So appreciate you all continuing to cherish the memory and celebrate the life of Dr. Steve Knott in today's game versus Belhaven for the Tornadoes, dedicated to Dr. Knott. And you'll actually notice in the top left corner of the screen, this is a special logo that was designed for Dr. Knott. Folks might not know Dr. Knott was an elite weightlifter, and he won some serious accolades, especially in the Masters division, for his age group, and really impressive stuff that Dr. Steve Knott, and he was able to bring a lot of that expertise back here to Brevard College for the student body and worked quite a bit with the student athletes here, not just in that faculty athletic representative role, but, teaching them a lot of how to handle strength and condition. So incredible expertise, incredible legacy left, and glad we're able to dedicate today's game to the late Dr. Steve Knott. Well, we're less than 10 minutes away from kickoff of this one. We'll have the invocation. We'll have the national anthem. Then we'll get things started, Belhaven and Brevard. So stick with us. Tornadoes and Blazers coming up shortly.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
inching closer to the start of Tornadoes and Blazers. USA South Conference action. What a matchup we've got today. Two contrasting styles. The Tornadoes on a good streak of their own after back-to-back wins versus LaGrange and Maryville. 24-10 last time we were here at Islamel Family Field over LaGrange, and then 24-21 at Maryville. Belhaven, meanwhile, has been rolling through their competition. A 5-game winning streak, most recently 70-16 over LaGrange. Both these teams with a lot to play for. And, of course, Senior Day adds even more juice to this contest. So stick with us. We're moments away from the invocation, the national anthem, and then the kickoff between the Tornadoes and the Blazers. So just moments away, we're going to have our invocation and our national anthem.
Margaret respectfully asks that you please stand for today's invocation, which will be followed by our national anthem. Please bow your heads and join us for today's invocation, provided today by Brevard College Campus Minister Sherrod Kreisman.
Let us pray. We are grateful for this day and this space. As we celebrate all that happens in this moment, and as we pause in remembrance of Dr. Steve Knott and all he means and has meant to this space, we pray your blessings upon all that takes place in here. Allow us to live at our highest sportsmanship, our highest ability to coach, our highest ability to train, and to be everything in this space. We thank you for everyone involved. We pray for your safety and your blessings on all of us here. Amen.
Brevard College student athlete and drumline member, Miss Grace Vaught.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
National anthem by Grace Vaught, Brevard College student athlete, member of the women's lacrosse team, also member of the drum line, and a very talented student athlete here at Brevard College, providing the national anthem. Invocation, very special invocation, of course. campus minister Sherrod Kreisman, also a Brevard College alum, and included a moment to reflect once again on the passing of the late Steve Knott. Coin toss taking place now. Tornado captains, Jerome Bass, Toby Naylor, two of those seniors, also Brandon Unanks, Justin Barker. In fact, all four of the captains out there, seniors. As Belhaven has now arrived here at Islamel Family Field. So moments away here from the coin toss and see what the result of that coin toss was. And Belhaven wins the toss and has elected to receive. So Belhaven will receive from right to left on your device. Belhaven in the white jerseys with the green numerals, green pants, yellow trim. Tornadoes in their home blue with the gray pants, silver helmets. And Belhaven has elected to receive the football to start this game, so the Tornadoes will match up against this formidable Belhaven offense to start this game. Tornadoes, of course, will start with the ball in the second half. And Nick Akis getting ready to kick off for the Tornadoes. Well, a few games ago, Hugo Taylor had an injury. Nick Akis was pulled into duty to handle the kickoff portions of the Brevard College special teams. And he's going to get things started here for the Tornadoes. And at 1 p.m. Eastern time, toe meets leather, and Colby Blunt with the return for Belhaven. And he's brought down at the 26-yard line.
Colby Blunt on the return. 17. Brought down by number 17, Ben Ellis. 17 and what?
Tackle there for the Tornadoes on the special teams. Ben Ellis. Nice job getting down the field quickly. So our first look at the Belhaven offense, Tim Johnson at quarterback. And keep an eye on number 4, Colby Blunt, one of the top running backs in the nation, in fact. And first play of the game is actually a pass. James Woods had a beat on it for a second there, and incomplete, 2nd and 10. So good opening down for the Tornadoes defensively. Belhaven's known as a power running team. They run the ball at a big clip, and actually trying to catch probably the Tornadoes off guard a little bit with a pass on the first play from scrimmage. Meanwhile, shotgun snap to Johnson, and back-to-back passes for Belhaven, and this one is complete, and that's going to be a first down just beyond the markers. Owens, the receiver for the Blazers. KJ Dagout with the tackle. So 1st and 10. So 2 plays, both passes. So kind of opposite of the scouting report that we received, and now spread out 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Johnson, shotgun snap, rolls out to his right, and was trying to find Blunt, trying to find his number 1 weapon, Blunt, from the backfield, just beyond the reach of Blunt. So 2nd and 10 once again, 3 plays, 3 passes. Colby Blunt, the junior from Mobile, Alabama. Lone back in the backfield. Under center, Johnson hands off to Blunt, and he powers forward for about 3 yards. So second and, check that, 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7 from the 40. Some different personnel checking in for the Tornadoes on this 3rd and relatively long. Twin wide receivers split either side of Johnson. He drops back. Some pressure from the Tornadoes. Pocket collapses. Johnson escapes somehow and out of bounds right around the marker. And looks like it'll be a first down, so he's able to very alertly realize where that marker was. And quarterback scramble on 3rd and 7 for the first down for Johnson. Tim Johnson, quarterback for Belhaven, also out of Mobile, Alabama. 2 minutes have elapsed here. 2 first downs so far for Belhaven. Now a muff snap. And Obadiah Grimes able to smother Johnson there, but that's going to be a loss of a few yards on the slippery exchange. Now, worth mentioning the weather conditions. It's been raining on and off throughout this morning, and currently no showers at the moment, as once again Blunt with the rush to the left. KJ Dagout pushes him out of bounds. Currently 65 degrees here in Brevard. We're going to reach a high of 67, so it's unseasonably warm at the moment, but we've had light rain on and off. We actually had a decent rain shower that I would describe a little harder than light rain about an hour or so ago. So on that last play, which was a positive one for Blunt, this one's coming back on the holding call for Belhaven. So a couple of mistakes thus far for the Blazers. A center quarterback exchange error, which resulted in a loss of a couple yards, and now a holding call. So 2nd and 21, and broken up there by Toby Naylor, one of those seniors who was honored earlier. Outstanding work there. Naylor from that linebacker position, the senior from Southampton, England. What a career Naylor has had, one of the more decorated Brevard College Tornadoes in the NCAA era here. So this will be 3rd and 21. So an ideal scenario for the Tornadoes. 4 wide receivers for Johnson. Shotgun snap, he drops back, and he was looking for his intended receiver there. Had a bit of an opening there for Adam Blanchard. Number 10, Adam Blanchard, the junior from St. John, Louisiana. So the Tornadoes able to get the stop, aided by a holding penalty for Belhaven, and now a punt. And there's a block for the Tornadoes special teams there. And Norton's punt is blocked. Montrell Stinson, who is back in the starting lineup on the defensive side of things today, playing special teams, able to get the blocked punt. And a big-time effort there by the special teams. Now the punt was deflected, did travel a bit of distance, but ends up with outstanding field position for the Tornadoes. 1st and 10 at the 46. Dalton Cole starting the game at the Tornadoes, and first play of the game is a handoff to Chance Lee Parker. And tackled there by Brown. So it'll be 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain by Chance Lee Parker. Zachary Orr split out near side. Cedric Brooks in the game as well in that tight end role of his. Now rush up the middle. Belhaven's all over it defensively. That's going to be no gain. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 after the carry to Mitchell Yoder was stopped. Yoder, the senior from Columbus, North Carolina. Checking in now. Here's this 3rd down package. DJ Taylor checking in. Wears number 0. Split out to the right. Jaden O'Leary, one of the top targets for the Tornadoes this season. Now in motion, there's Brooks. Cole drops back. Now scrambles away, and the Belhaven defense able to get the stop, bringing down Cole. Ultimately, Jaden Jones, linebacker, with the stop of Dalton Cole. So it's going to be 3 and out for the Tornadoes offense. Jaden Jones, sophomore from Greenville, Mississippi. And it'll be a punt situation, and freshman Joe Powell will do the duties. Freshman from Brevard, North Carolina, just down the road, Brevard High School. From the Brevard 49, Cooper Tullo receives it at the 10. So a 41-yard punt, a 5-yard return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Belhaven. Scoreless here at Islamel Family Field, 9:33 to play, quarter number 1. Back to action here at Islamel Family Field. 1st and 10 from the 15. Quarter number 1, scoreless. Blazers and Tornadoes. Blunt in the backfield. Johnson under center. Handoff here to Blunt. And Tornadoes are there defensively. Nice stop there by the front group there of the Tornadoes, led by Trey Williams. Trey Williams, junior defensive lineman from Gwinnett County, Georgia, Archer High School. Now, somehow Blunt was able to still manage 3 yards there, despite the Tornadoes being all over Blunt. Talking to the Tornadoes coaching staff, Blunt, the best running back the Tornadoes will see all season long, and perhaps even in the careers of many of these seniors on the squad. So, big weapon there for Belhaven. Meanwhile, able to find a wide receiver in the flat there. That's going to be a 1st down for Belhaven as Brooks Breimer makes the catch. He's the junior tight end from Hoover, Alabama. And eventually brought down by Stinson. Stinson with the big blocked punt earlier. And another 1st down for Belhaven. Johnson back to pass. And intended there once again for Breimer. .8:31 to play here. 2nd and 10. And Johnson in the shotgun position. Blunt to his left. 2 wide receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. And this is a quarterback keeper, and the Tornadoes are there defensively. Great stop there Tornadoes. Williams, also Toby Naylor in the middle of all that. Also Jake Haig getting in on the action. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long. Tornadoes have done a good job as far as putting Belhaven in some at-long situations. And now 3rd and 10. Belhaven thus far 1 of 2 on 3rd down. 7:55 to play here, quarter number 1. Johnson drops back. Pressure there by Smith. And on the coverage for the Tornadoes, Tyler Harrison. And Tornadoes defense do their job. Really nicely done there. And another punt situation. Second punt of the afternoon for Norton. So these two teams at a bit of a stalemate here. Both defensives playing well thus far. And punt here from Norton's right foot. Cooper Hogan with the return, able to juke one defender and then brought down there just short of the 30-yard line. So Tornadoes will have their second possession on the offensive side of things. 7:37 to play here, quarter number 1. Scoreless, Belhaven and Brevard. Dalton Cole under center. And in the backfield with him is Freddie Aiken. Cole rolls out to his left. There's a flag on the field, so we'll see what this is all about. Incomplete pass. There's actually 2 flags, one in the backfield, one in the defensive backfield. So see what this is all about as this officiating crew sorts this out. Intended pass there to Hogan, incomplete. And it's going to be a defensive holding. Oh, check that. Offsetting defensive and offensive holding on the same down. So that explains the 2 flags, one in the defensive backfield, one in the offensive backfield. Offset, we'll do it all over again. 1st and 10 at the 28. Dalton Cole under center for the Tornadoes. Freddie Aiken in the backfield with him. Jordan Wilkinson Jr. in motion. Now Jaden O'Leary in motion. So 2 tight ends. And now using O'Leary, a bit of a shuffle pass, and O'Leary's able to drive forward. Gain of 4, maybe 5 yards. Tackle there by Corey Tolliver, the safety. Jaden O'Leary's had a great season at that tight end position for the Tornadoes. Best season of his career. It's now 2nd and 5. O'Leary with a team-high 38 catches this year for 408 yards entering today. 6:55 to play here, quarter number 1. Cole under center. Here's Chance Lee Parker. Lee Parker able to find an opening the left side of that offensive line, paving the way for the Tornadoes. Lee Parker with the first down for the Nados. What a job. Brandon Euninks, Justin Parker, paving the way for Chance Lee Parker. First down of the game for the Tornadoes offense. Drumline responds with a groovy cadence there to get the Tornado student section up on their feet.
That's a Brevard College.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Dalton Cole and the Tornadoes at the 41. Chance Lee Parker again in the backfield, single back. Rush here to Parker. This time he goes right, and he's brought down a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. So call it 2nd and 8 from the 43.
And number 96, Eli Webb.
Some big bodies on that Belhaven defensive line. And this matchup interesting contrast of styles. Even though Belhaven has thrown the ball much more than expected, Tornadoes have shown a couple different looks offensively. Cole hits a receiver in the left. That's Mitchell Yoder. Able to find Mitchell Yoder in the flat. First down for the Tornadoes. So Tornadoes got something cooking here on this drive. After the first down on the Chansley Parker rush, and now nicely done there. Able to find Yoder. So a diverse offering of weapons for the Tornadoes offensively. As Yoder able to get that first down with the reception. Cole, handoff here. Freddie Aiken III. He's brought down. It looks like it's actually going to be a loss of 1. So we'll call it 2nd and 11 from the 48. Grafton Petrie checking into the game. Mitchell Yoder as well. So a lot of different looks this Brevard College offense provides. Cole, it's shotgun snap. Drops back, able to find in the flat there. Yoder, once again, Yoder turns upfield, and that's going to be a first down. Mitchell Yoder, ladies and gentlemen, talking about turning your body upfield and putting the pedal to the metal there. Mitchell Yoder, senior running back from Columbus, North Carolina, Polk County High School. And that has been effective for the Tornadoes. Their 3rd first down this drive.
Brevard College, first down.
So Tornadoes with their most effective drive by far. Dalton Cole able to find Yoder there. Another shuffle pass here to O'Leary, and this is snuffed out by the Belhaven defense. A wall of defenders. Jaden Jones leading the way, the linebacker for the Blazers. Well, there's been 2 shuffle passes to O'Leary, and also the 2 screen passes, both effective for first downs to Mitchell Yoder. It all adds up to a 4-for-4 day for Dalton Cole so far. 3 minutes to play here, quarter number 1. Cole, back to pass. Looks upfield and throws that behind the intended receiver. Devontae Murray, the intended receiver. So yet again, another look for the Tornadoes. But meanwhile, that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and 10. Right around that part of the field in Damalos' range as well. Woods and Hogan in this package. Cole, back to pass. Cole scrambling out to his right, and he's tripped up. It tries a desperation pass, and it's caught by Devontae Murray. What a play. And across the sticks for a first down. Oh, my. Dalton Cole was tripped up from behind by the Belhaven pass rusher, and in a desperate flick of the wrist, caught beautifully by Murray. He's able to get a few more yards, get a first down in the process, and one of the plays of the year for the Tornadoes. 2:15 to play here. Drive continuing. Cole hands off here to Murray. Murray's feeling it now. He's able to gain 3 or 4 yards there. 11th play of the drive for the Tornadoes, and what a drive it's been. Started way back on the Belhaven 18. Rush here, Chansley Parker up the middle. And stuffed right at the line. Eli Webb with the tackle for Belhaven. So that'll bring up a third, and we'll call it 6 from the 18-yard line. 12th play of the drive upcoming from Brevard College. So great job for the Tornadoes, giving their defense a breather as well. This drive has lasted 6 minutes and 30 seconds already. Play number 12 coming up here. Third down situation for Cole. Cole looks left, now looks right, and incomplete there. It was intended to Brooks. Pass was broken up, and that'll bring up the field goal unit for the Tornadoes. It's Damati Damalos with the kick here, one of the top kickers in the nation. We've got two of the best in NCAA Division III squaring off this afternoon, and this attempt here for Damalos will be from 35 yards. Kick is up. And pushed wide to the right. So a missed field goal. So the Tornadoes with a long drive. Grand total 13 plays, 54 yards. Almost 7 minutes. And the Tornadoes come up empty despite that long drive. And Belhaven's offense will take things over here after the missed field goal. 1st and 10 from the 20. Johnson passes to his right. Completion there. Devin Daniels with the catch. Well, once again, this is not what we expected. Belhaven throwing the ball at this sort of clip. Pass there at the last play of the quarter. Incomplete on that deep shot. Adam Blanchard, the intended receiver, but that'll bring up a 3rd and long when we come back as the two teams switch sides. Your score at the end of 1, Tornado 0, Blazer 0.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
So a stop there for the Tornado offense, and nice job there for the Tornadoes to regain possession offensively. So Tornadoes, after a very long drive, then the defense coming up big with a 3-and-out. And new quarterback for the Tornadoes, Miles Hayes, into the game. First play with Hayes under center, Mitchell Yoder. So speaking with Coach Bill Kyatt before the game, sort of a quarterback 1A, 1B situation. Hayes back from a concussion and was very effective earlier this season as the starter. Dalton Cole with a couple of wins under his belt as the starter. So both options for the Tornadoes and different looks, once again, that they provide depending on who is on the field. Pass there to Hogan. Owens with the tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. So 3rd and 3 from the 47. I formation for the Tornadoes. Now, this is a formation that used to be huge in college football. You don't see too often these days. Meanwhile, rush here to Chance Lee Parker and a stop there. Loss of 2, tackle for loss. TJ Hersey stepping up from that corner position. So 12:20 to play here, and another punt situation for the Tornadoes. Powell on to punt. And Powell gives that football ride. Received there by Tullo. Tullo's able to break a couple tackles, but then ultimately brought down by the Tornadoes. So 12:03 to play here. There is a flag on the field, so we'll see what this is all about. So it's a personal foul on the Brevard College punt return team. Unnecessary roughness. .12:03 to play here, and Belhaven takes over offensively. Scoreless. And it's worth mentioning, we're still scoreless here, and this Belhaven offense has been putting up huge numbers entering this contest, and we held to 0 points. 12 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Significant work thus far for the Brevard College defense, but a ways to go still. 1st and 10 from the 18. Rush here to the right, and a considerable gain there. Just short of the marker. So it'll be 2nd and 2. And here's Blunt again. And tackle there by Naylor. So we're mentioning the Belhaven offense. Belhaven put up 70 points last week against LaGrange. Their last 3 games, 59 points, 42 points, and 70 points by this offense. Currently scoreless, 17 to play, rather. Two wide receivers split out to the left. Two to the right. Johnson in the shotgun position. Breimer in motion. And rush here, sort of an option play where Johnson ends up keeping it. He's taken down by James Woods of the Tornadoes. And there's an injured NATO on the field, so a stop of the clock here. Trey Williams, the injured NATO. So we'll take a quick break here. 10:49 to play here. Tornado 0, Blazer 0.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
.45 to play here as Wyatt Langford checks back in. Trey Williams was the injured Tornado. Each team with 4 first downs in this game. Flags down. Meanwhile, deep shot and complete there to Jacoby James Grace for, at least at the moment, a touchdown. 62 yards. To Jacoby James Grace. And it's going to be offsides on the Tornado, so that was a free play all the way for Belhaven. They made the Tornadoes pay with the deep shot as Johnson found Jacoby James Grace. And first score of the day for Belhaven. Constantine Hansis with the extra point. Up and good. So 7-0 your score. Belhaven on top of Brevard. 10:26 to play here, quarter number 2. So a 62-yard strike, Tim Johnson to Jacoby James Grace, breaks the scoreless deadlock. Worth mentioning, Colby Blunt is now over the 1,000-yard mark for the season for Belhaven, now with 1,001 yards. He's been contained fairly well by the Tornadoes. 3 carries, 10 yards, but he only needed 9 entering today to hit that 1,000-yard mark, and he has done so. Meanwhile, Tornadoes need to answer offensively after falling behind 7-0 on that deep shot by Belhaven. And returned here by DJ Taylor from the 10. Taylor able to break a couple tackles, move forward, and brought down at the 28-yard line. Well, big day for Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Beyond football, men's soccer is playing for a USA South Conference championship. That's at William Peace in Raleigh, North Carolina. The winner of that game will have an automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament. So best of luck to Coach El Dana and the Brevard College men's soccer team. 3:30 p.m. start there. Miles Hayes at quarterback, and he's able to find Zachary Orr. So Hayes with his second possession of the game at that quarterback position. The graduate student, Miles Hayes, out in Northport, Florida. Down in the southwest part of Florida. Had a great conversation with Miles on Tornado Talk after a big performance he had. Kind of a bust-out performance mid-year. And he's brought down, however, there on a quarterback sack by Eli Webb.
Number 96, Eli Webb on the sack.
So first sack of the game, Webb, freshman from Fairhope, Alabama. Checking in now, different personnel on this 3rd and long situation as Devontae Murray checks in. Third and 14 from the Brevard 24. Just over 9 minutes to play. Hayes back to pass. Looking long and now lets it fly. And was intended for Cooper Hogan. And some pressure there by Webb. And Hayes threw that deep, but well covered with what appeared to be a zone defense in that backfield for Belhaven. And that'll bring up another punt for Joe Powell. Powell with his 3rd punt attempt, and this is blocked by Belhaven. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Blazers on the blocked punt. Punt was blocked by Connor Fordham, the senior. And recovered by Luke Fondren, who had just come up with that sack earlier. And now Belhaven, just like that, has taken a 13-0 lead after a deep shot and then a blocked punt for a touchdown. And kind of a stunned crowd here at Islamel Family Field. Went from a scoreless draw between these two teams to, just like that, a 14-0 advantage for Belhaven, and it has happened in rapid succession. Actually missed extra point there. So one of the best kickers in the nation misses an extra point. We'll see if that comes into play later. So our apologies, calling that one a done deal already when you're dealing with Hansis, who is so good at that place kicking role. But a missed extra point there, so Tornadoes will regain possession here after a blocked punt return for a touchdown. Hogan and Taylor deep. This is Cooper Hogan. Hogan hit hard. And little bit of extracurricular after that. Big tackle there by Wyatt Beck, the freshman from Baton Rouge, on the Hogan return. Miles Hayes, once again the quarterback for the Tornadoes. In 1 minute and 40 seconds, Belhaven on a 13-0 run. And Brevard looking to get something going offensively here. Mitchell Yoder with the carry. Gain of 5. League 20 and counting here. 2nd and 5 for the NATOs. Rush here for Yoder again, and brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Now, late flag. There might be a late hit there when Yoder was out of bounds. So this could be a costly penalty against the Blazers. Tornadoes, we've mentioned, have really mixed it up offensively. 6 different rushers, 6 different receivers. And here comes the ruling from the officials. And it's going to be a personal foul. 15-yard penalty after the end of the run there against Belhaven. So costly mistake there, late hit. Perhaps a bit of a lack of discipline on the late hit out of bounds. And Tornadoes able to benefit from it. Much needed first down to move the markers here and keep this drive going. 1st and 10 now. From the 48 of Brevard. Hayes in the shotgun. Hogan and Alvarez split out to the left. Now pass here to Yoder. And Yoder able to lean forward. Good gain there of about 4 yards. So 2nd and 6 for the Tornadoes. Now in the Belhaven half of the field. Now under 7 minutes to play. Hayes under center this time. Hogan in motion to the right. Rush here. Yoder once again. Getting a heavy dose of Yoder this drive. And tackle there after a gain of 2, so we'll call it 3rd and 4 from the 44. And a flag on the play, so this is actually going to move back a little bit. So a late flag came in there, and it's going to be holding on the Brevard offense. So that'll push the Tornadoes back. Cedric Brooks checks in. As Wilkinson heads to the sidelines. So it'll be 2nd and 16. Hayes with 2 receivers split left, 2 right. Devontae Murray in the backfield. Now deep shot and over the outstretched hands of Zachary Orr. Kind of a wheel play where Orr got opened along the near sideline. Hayes let it fly. Incomplete, and so that'll bring up 3rd and long. So 3rd and 16, difficult down and distance for the Tornadoes. Reginald Taylor is checked in. And see what Brevard College dials up offensively here. Hayes, deep shot once again, was looking for Reginald Taylor. He was double covered. And an incomplete pass there. So that'll bring up a 4th down and yet again another punt here for Powell. Now the Tornadoes need to be careful. Last time out, a blocked punt that resulted in a touchdown. As Belhaven just brought the house last time. Looked like they're set up a little more for a return here. But then again, here comes some rushers creeping in. Powell's able to get this one off. And fair catch there by Tullo, the return man for the Blazers. So the Blazers will take over there. 6:14 to play here, quarter number 2. (126-67). Belhaven leads in the total yards department, and 62 of those 126 yards all came on one play. So nearly half of their yardage coming on that deep shot, that touchdown from Johnson to James Grace. Johnson with a keeper there. Jake Haig with the tackle. So short gain there. We'll call it a gain of 2. So 2nd and 8 from the 27. Johnson under center. Here's Blunt. Blunt. Gang tackled by the Tornadoes. Well done there against this top running back of the Blazers. Langford with the tackle. Wyatt Langford, senior from Shelby, North Carolina, Crest High School. Big time stop there. 5:08 to play here. Critical 3rd down here for the Tornadoes, trailing by 13. Once again, defense has done a nice job setting up these 3rd and longs. Tornadoes looking for one more stop here, but what would have been a 1st down if it wasn't for a drop is fortuitous for the Tornadoes. As a dropped pass there. Bogan Brewer, fullback out of Greenville, Mississippi, in and out of his hands. So it'll be 4th down and punt team back on for Belhaven. Hogan standing right around the Brevard 40. And this punt is going to skip out of bounds, see where it's marked, at the 40-yard line. So Tornadoes will take over there. 1st and 10 coming back for Brevard and quarterback Miles Hayes. Hayes, who was in concussion protocol for a couple weeks there, back, the graduate student from Northport, Florida. Actually played his high school ball down in Miami at Doral Academy. Went to Livingstone College and then here at Brevard, one of several student athletes who are master's students here at Brevard. Master's degrees in health and human performance as well as emergency management offered here at Brevard College. Some excellent offerings for the students here at BC. Meanwhile, rush here and snuffed out by Belhaven. That was Chance Lee Parker. So far, Belhaven's contained Parker, who certainly has become a feature of this Tornado offense. Has the capability of those home runs. We've seen him bust out a couple big gainers this season. Short gain there, we'll call it a yard. Rush here, this is Murray, and that's going to be a loss of 1 back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 10. Seeing how difficult it is to run against this Belhaven front 7. Fondren with the tackle there. He's had a good day so far. 3:38 to play here, quarter number 2. Hayes in the shotgun position, drops back, looking left, now scrambling, gets that off and complete to Reginald Taylor for the first down. So nicely done there. Hayes finding Taylor. Reginald Taylor the second, the freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Mountain Island Charter High School. And that's a first down for the Tornadoes. Drumline pumps up with a cadence there, and Tornadoes see if they can get some momentum going. Under 3 minutes to play, quarter number 2. Sixth first down of the game for the Nados. Chansley Parker with the rush there. 1, maybe 2 yards. Fordham with the tackle for Belhaven. So 2nd and 8 from the 40. .205 and counting here, quarter number 2. Hayes rolls out to his right, able to hit a open wide receiver. That's Jaden O'Leary. And he's pushed out of bounds by T.J. Hersey. So another first down. So Hayes doing a nice job, continuing to move the sticks here. O'Leary's third catch. His first 2 came on shuffle passes. 1:55 to play here, quarter number 2. Clock stops as O'Leary was pushed out of bounds. Meanwhile, Hayes. Rush here. Yoder. And gain of 4, maybe 5 yards. And a timeout on the field. Brevard takes its first timeout of the half. With 1:45 to play here, quarter number 2. Blazers 13, Tornado 0.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
Back here at Islamel Family Field, Belhaven 13, Brevard 0, 1:45 to play here, quarter number 2. Brevard will have the ball to start the second half. Belhaven won the coin toss, elected to receive. This game was scoreless into the second quarter until Johnson found Jacoby James Grace for a touchdown at the 10:26 mark. Meanwhile, pass here and incomplete, no flag. And the entire Brevard College side of Islamel Family Field, they're doing one of a couple things. Booing, sitting there with just their jaw wide open, hands up, heads shaking. Everyone thought the Tornadoes should have a pass interference call there, but not the case. There's only one opinion that matters. 1:39 to play here. And this is a big third down for Miles Hayes and the Tornado offense. And another timeout there as the play clock was expiring. And Brevard will have to take a timeout. And they'll reset things here with this critical third down coming back. 1:39 to play here, quarter number 2. Blazers 13, Tornado 0.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
.139 to play here, quarter number 2, 3rd and 5. And now a timeout from Belhaven side of things, so they will talk things over. Now, men's soccer, a big game. In fact, you could call it one of the biggest games in program history later today. Brevard at William Peace for all the marbles in the USA South Conference. 3:30 p.m., the start of that one. And Brevard looking to win its first USA South Conference overall title in any sport and also advance to the NCAA Division III tournament with a win there. So best of luck to the Tornadoes men's soccer program. And meanwhile here, after the timeout by Belhaven, Hayes, shotgun snap, 3rd and 5. Pass here to the flat to Yoder. Yoder's able to break a tackle there, and Yoder on the move. Touchdown Tornadoes from 27 yards out. What an individual effort from Mitchell Yoder on that 3rd down play, and we got a ball game, folks. Mitchell Yoder shifting left, right, breaking a couple tackles, finding open real estate, puts on the Jets, and a touchdown for the Tornadoes, and that has injected life into the audience here at Eyes Lamel Family Field. Big time effort there. Great job managing that drive as well by quarterback Miles Hayes. Extra point is up and good by Stamati Damalos, and we've got a 6-point ball game as the Tornadoes get the answer that they have been looking for on the Mitchell Yoder touchdown. Kickoff here after the score by the Nados, taken by kickoff return man Blunt. Blunt does it all, not just the running back. Akis actually made the tackle. So Akis with the kickoff and then the tackle. Usually not the ideal situation when you're kickers making a tackle on a return, but Akis getting the job done. .121 to play here. And Tornadoes looking for a stop. Belhaven looking to perhaps get on the board even further. 13-7 your score. And incomplete there. Well defended by KJ Dagout. Pass was intended for Carter. So well done there. This Tornado secondary has been outstanding all year. Guys like Wood, Stinson, Dagout, Pledger, Tyler Harrison, Jamil George, Dylan James, Cantrell Holloway. It's a deep and talented group. 1:18 to play here, quarter number 2. Blazers 13, Tornadoes 7. 3 wide receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. Pass here, and incomplete. Jake Haig and KJ Dagout, both there defensively. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. So 1:14 to play here, and if the Tornadoes get a stop here, they may have an opportunity offensively before the end of the half. So big 3rd down here, 3rd and 10 from the 39. Johnson rolls out to his right, now going deep, and wide receiver Tullo was tripped up. He wanted the flag, but looked very incidental. And 1:08 to play here, and the Tornadoes are going to have an opportunity here. Perhaps they can set up a bit of a punt return and have a chance here at the end of the quarter, end of the half. Punter here, Norton, and deep is Cooper Hogan. And punt here is a good one, received by Hogan at the 22 and well defended by that punt coverage team. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornado offense after a nice job there by the punt unit of Belhaven to make things difficult from a field position standpoint. Miles Hayes heads back out with the offensive troops of the Tornadoes. DJ Taylor in the backfield, handoff to Taylor. Taylor's able to find an opening through the left side of that offensive line and then take on a couple defenders. 1st down, DJ Taylor, gain of 12. So now under a minute to play. So that initial 1st down, oftentimes the result of a play like that will determine, your strategy here in a 2-minute drill. Whether you want to, continue to run the 2-minute drill. And it looks like the Tornadoes are doing exactly that. Pass to Hogan, complete. Out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock. So well done there. Hogan, nice awareness to get out of bounds. 40 seconds to play here, quarter number 2. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Tornadoes. Second and 2. Murray in the backfield with Hayes. Hayes was looking for Murray, was under some heavy pressure. And that'll bring up a 3rd and short. A few seconds ticked off the clock there, now 35.9. Now, Stamati Damalos' career long is 48. So you really got to get down towards the 30-yard line if you want to be in field goal range here. But first things first, this is a third down situation. Hayes able to find a receiver in the flat, but it's dropped by DJ Taylor, and that'll bring up fourth down. So costly mistake there for the Tornadoes if they were trying to make something happen here at the end of the half. And punt unit will head back onto the field. Now back to Belhaven's side of things. So do they have an opportunity at the end of this half? Much depends, of course, on the result of this punt. Tullo back deep for the Blazers. Powell able to let it rip. Fair catch there by Tullo, downed at the 19-yard line. Belhaven 13, Tornadoes 7. "26 seconds and change here at Islamel Family Field here in the second quarter." It was raining throughout the morning. And it's been dry since the start of this game. So 1st and 10 here for Belhaven. They're going to run it to Blunt up the middle. And a timeout here for Belhaven.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
So Belhaven taking the timeout. And a wheel route there, and Tyler Harrison able to get in the passing lane and intercepted. Tyler Harrison, part of that senior class. And interception there. And Tornadoes fired up, celebrating on the sidelines. The senior from Franklin, North Carolina, Franklin High School, with the pick. So fan favorite Tyler Harrison with the interception. And Hayes and the Tornadoes will take over here at the 50. Shuffle pass there to Jaden O'Leary. That's the third time we've seen this play, and this time Belhaven's all over it. That likely will be, well, for a moment at least, we thought it'd be the last play of the quarter. Clock is stopped. And it's going to be another timeout, this time for Brevard. Back here at Islamel Family Field, final seconds of the first half after the timeout by the Tornadoes, their last. Miles Hayes drops back to pass. And flags are down, whistles blow, pre-snap penalty. And imagining probably a false start here for the Tornadoes. It's been a fairly clean game in terms of penalties. Encroachment on the offense. Interesting interpretation there. False start. It's usually encroachment on the defense. In fact, the referee gave the offside signal, but penalty against the Tornadoes. So, final play of the half here. Hayes able to shake off a pass rusher, now throws it deep, a Hail Mary, and incomplete. So, at the half, your score, Belhaven 13, Tornadoes 7. Welcome back here to Lamel Family Field, where Belhaven has a 13-7 lead over the home Brevard College Tornadoes on Senior Day. And joined now by a very special guest, Dr. Josh Wilkie, making his Brevard College broadcasting debut up with us.
Go.
Yeah,
Great
looking forward to this. Thanks for being here, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, for folks who don't know, Dr. Wilkie was just named Faculty Athletics Representative here at Brevard College, a pivotal role. He succeeds the late Dr. Steve Knott, who's being honored today. The game dedicated to Dr. Knott. The family was just introduced to the crowd here, and really a special weekend altogether. Congratulations on the appointment, Dr. Wilkie. Really glad you're able to join us, and would love to hear your thoughts and feelings considering the meeting of today with Dr. Knott, and also you and your new role.
Sure, absolutely. So I am honored to step into this role, and the cliche is always that there are big shoes to fill, and that is absolutely the case with Dr. Knott. Steve was a good friend of mine, and as we started the Health and Human Performance Master's program, I've had the opportunity to teach in that program, and of course I got to know Steve because I was Director of Institutional Effectiveness as we went through the accreditation process for that program, and we just were really good friends and really good colleagues, and he is certainly missed. The students miss him. He's one of those folks who had an outsized impact on our campus community, and we are, of course, saddened at his passing, and I'm really glad we could have a day like this where we bring his family to campus and we get to see them, and we really get to share with them the love of the Brevard College campus community and really help them to recognize the impact that Steve had on this campus community and on those of us who knew him really well.
Yeah, and on the athletics side, I mean, obviously a huge part of everything we do here at Brevard College and the success of the student-athlete experience as the FAR, also his expertise in the areas of exercise science and so forth around that weight room where he, Olympic-level weightlifter himself and able to bring that expertise to the Tornadoes.
Absolutely. And, he I will say that he is one of the greatest advocates for student-athletes that I have ever encountered in my entire career in higher education. There was not a moment where any student-athlete needed anything from some help resolving an academic issue to just an ear to bend or to cry on that Steve wasn't there for those student-athletes. And I know that they will miss him terribly, and I hope I'm able to at least in some way rise to the occasion and try to be there for the students in the way that Steve was.
Well, appreciate all those sentiments, and we're pleased to be able to dedicate this weekend and this game to the legacy of Dr. Steve Knott. Now, for folks who might not know, Josh, the role of faculty athletics representative, can you kind of put it in layman's terms for our audience?
Certainly. So the first thing I'll say is there's probably no single way to be a faculty athletics representative. It is a required position by the NCAA. It's appointed by the president of the college, and the goal is for the faculty athletics representative to sort of be the conduit between student athletes and the athletics department and academics. And so I find myself doing everything from attending football games like today and cheering on the Tornadoes to being their biggest fan on social media to resolving issues that student athletes might have in a classroom and helping foster sometimes difficult discussions between faculty members and student athletes. And, just knowing that I'm here as a voice for student athletes, a voice for our faculty, finding the middle ground between those two. And, I know you know this, and the people listening know this, but Division III NCAA athletics is such an amazing experience, and it is a definitive experience on this campus. About 70% of our students are student athletes this year. And so it is a core piece of our identity, and our student athletes have dueling identities, right? They are students and they are athletes. And without either one of those pieces between students and athletes, they wouldn't be here if not for both parts of those identities. And so it's a way for students who may have no desire to go to a Division I school to continue playing to come here in a place where we can be focused on athletics and focused on academics and help them play the sport that they love in a way that, frankly, they might love a little more than if they were at a D1 school. I did my doctoral work at University of Alabama, and I can assure you the student-athlete experience at Alabama is a lot different than the student-athlete experience at Brevard College. And I think that Division III athletics is one of the single greatest opportunities for equity within higher education.
Outstanding. Yeah, well said, Dr. Welke. Well, 13-7 your score here, Belhaven on top of the Tornadoes. Before we get into the football a little,
sure.
Josh, men's soccer.
Yes.
A big opportunity, 3:30 Eastern time in Raleigh, North Carolina for all the marbles, USA South Conference Championship on the line, a automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament.
I mean, unprecedented in the history of the institution. And one of the reasons that my voice sounds a bit diminished is because I have been doing so much yelling this week. My students in class yesterday, I said, I'm sorry, I can't do a lot of talking because I've been doing a lot of cheering and a lot of yelling. And I've been right down there on the sidelines screaming, for the last 2 quarters. And so, but a tremendous opportunity. I can't wait to see, what our men's soccer team does, and filled with Tornado pride today.
Yeah, the women's soccer team also making it to the USA South Conference tournament as well. Volleyball ending on a good note. Cycling, once again, with a big performance.
Right?
They're at cyclocross. Their season kicks off this weekend. The cyclocross schedule, another third-place finish on the team side of things. Individual Omnium champion up at Durango, Colorado. Best program east of the Mississippi yet again. So a lot of excitement. We're on the eve of basketball season as well, but senior day here at Brevard College. I mean, as someone who also is on the academic side, it's got to just swell you with pride when you see a senior day ceremony.
I have tears in my eyes as I see these students walk across the field for senior day. That singular moment that lasts 5 or 10 minutes before the football game is the culmination of years and years of hard work by these student athletes. And, as a faculty member who has worked in student success also through my career here, I know what the challenges are that some of these student athletes face, and I know the level of perseverance it has required for them to reach this point. And so I'm going to be so proud to see them walk across that stage. I'm going to be proud to put stoles on our scholar athletes at the BESPYs this year, but I am so proud to see them. This is another one of those gateway experiences for them to recognize the contributions they've made to Brevard College Tornadoes athletics on the field over the course of their careers here. And I'm happy to see some of them who get a chance to stick around for another year and attend graduate school.
Yeah, pursuing those graduate offerings that we now have here at Brevard College. For folks who might not be aware of the master's degree possibilities here at Brevard, please let us know.
I'd be happy to speak to those. So the one I'm most familiar with, because it is a program that I teach in, I teach the Research Methods course for the Health and Human Performance program. And so that is a 2-year program where students can follow one of 2 tracks. They can work on strength and conditioning, or they can work on coaching. And so they pick one of those concentrations. It's a 2-year experience with a capstone internship at the end of their second year. And it's a good fit for students who might be exercise science majors, but that is not necessarily required because we have a pathway to help students who didn't have undergraduate experience in exercise science take those undergraduate prerequisites as a graduate student and sort of catch up and still finish that program. And so the other program we have is emergency management. That is a distance education 1-year graduate experience. And a lot of our students are able to stay for that program. The classes are online and by distance with some intensive campus opportunities, generally during the summer. So those 2 wonderful graduate programs, we're in our second full year of that. We congratulated our first master's degree graduate in May at the graduation.
Actually, a student athlete as well, Emily White.
Emily White, a student athlete who we are so fortunate to still have as a Campus Life staff member here on campus. And it was a joy to work with Emily as a graduate student and to see her hang around. And I always like it. I'm so saddened when I see our seniors leave. And selfishly, I always love it when we're able to keep them, in some capacity here at Brevard College.
Last one, Josh. Folks might not realize you have a background in sports broadcasting, and so to have you up here is a joy. So 2 things. 1, tell us briefly about that background, but number 2, what are you seeing with your eyes as far as this first half for the Tornadoes?
Sure. So a bit about my background. Higher education was not my first career. It was my second career. So I needed a job when I was 18, and I couldn't afford to go to college, so I went to work instead. And through a series of fortunate events and some hard work, I ended up owning and operating small market radio stations. And so just after graduation, when I went to work at the radio station in my hometown, I was the color commentator for Pisgah Black Bear football for a couple of seasons and really loved it. I'm not a play-by-play person. I love, though, being around the sport, being a fan of the sport, making some observations about the sport. And so once I became an owner of small market radio stations, I was in Kentucky and Eastern Tennessee, and I always had play-by-play folks. But, if someone was sick, I could sort of pinch hit, and I always loved, especially for football, being the color commentator and enjoyed broadcasting. And that's a season of my life that, in some ways, I'm glad it's over. Because I love being an academic, right? I think this is where I'm meant to be. But, people find out I have a background in broadcasting, and they're just as surprised as you are, I think, whenever you found out.
Well, it got my attention, no doubt. So as the color commentator for, maybe 90 seconds here before this second half, what did you notice in this first half?
So in this first half, I noticed the momentum switching from team to team. This, Belhaven is a very large team, and they're a very aggressive team. And so I think the key to the second half is going to be for our guys to bring the aggression, to be assertive out there on the field, and to figure out how to put a stop to that running game that we've all heard so much about Belhaven. And, I've been right down there on the sidelines for the course of the game, and so I can see how aggressive a football game this is. I know you can hear a little bit up here in the press box, but down there on the sidelines, I hear how rough it is. And we've had a couple of really good plays, and right there at the end of that second half, the momentum was going. We had that turnover that I just couldn't believe. I was screaming and I was cheering because I didn't expect it, but it was such an amazing play. And I'll tell you, Phil, that momentum that I heard rising from the Tornadoes down there on the sideline, if they can bring that to this second half, we're going to see some success for the Tornadoes on the football field.
Against a very formidable opponent in Belhaven. Well, Dr. Wilkie, it's been a joy to have you up here during this halftime of this game. Thanks for your remembrance as well for Dr. Knott. And welcome aboard on the Brevard College Tornado Athletics side of things. We're pleased to have you. Thanks, Josh.
Great. Thanks so much, Phil.
All right. That's Dr. Joshua Wilkie, faculty athletics representative for Brevard College, and really appreciate him stopping by and providing a little bit of analysis as well as far as, what went down in that first half. And 13-7 your score at the moment. So stick with us. We'll bring you half number 2 in just a bit.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
Back here at Islamel Family Field, just about ready to get started with the second half. The rain has begun again. We saw quite a bit of rain in the first half. We've got some light rain once again. 13-7 your score, Belhaven on top. Belhaven with a 146-130 advantage in total yards. Third down conversions, Tornadoes 3 of 9, Belhaven 1 of 6. And big difference here was a special teams play by Belhaven, a punt blocked and then a return for a touchdown. Belhaven and Brevard were scoreless through the end of the first quarter, and first 4 minutes and 34 seconds of the second quarter, scoreless as well until a deep shot. Johnson finding James Grace for a 62-yard deep shot for a touchdown to put the Blazers up 7-0. The block punt return at the 8:48 mark of the second quarter put the Blazers up 13-0. A missed extra point that could come into play. Meanwhile, this is DJ Taylor. DJ Taylor with a kickoff return across midfield. So great start for the Tornadoes. DJ Taylor. And there's a flag, however, on the play, so we'll see. This might be coming back. Perhaps an illegal block or a hold. Opening up that lane for Taylor. So Belhaven led 13-0, and then Brevard able to get on the board. 28-yard catch and run by Mitchell Yoder, which was just a thing of beauty. That made it 13-7, and that's our score now in the start of the third quarter. Dalton Cole and Miles Hayes both saw action at quarterback in that first half. And Hayes will start things off for the Tornadoes here in the third quarter. Hayes went 8 of 15 for 70 yards and that touchdown to Yoder. Dalton Cole was 5 of 7 for 41 yards. Rush here, and good individual effort there by Jones. Mitchell Yoder with the rush. That's Yoder's 6th carry of the game. Tornadoes struggled quite a bit on the ground. 18 carries for only 35 yards in that first half. The Belhaven front seven. Tough road to hoe to get through them. The Yoder, DJ Taylor, Devontae Murley, Chancellor Lee Parker, all with carries in that first half. Now pass here in the flat to Yoder, and tackled there as Yoder gets a couple yards there. So that'll bring up a 3rd and long. Yoder had 4 catches. That's his 5th catch there. He had 4 for 58 in that first half with the touchdown. Jaden O'Leary had 4 catches as well, 3 of them coming on little shuffle passes. Tim Johnson, 6 of 18 for 96 and a touchdown for Belhaven. And Colby Blunt went over the 1,000-yard mark, but he's been limited. Meanwhile, 3rd down play here for the Tornadoes. Hayes fires away, was looking for O'Leary, but incomplete there, so it'll be 3 and out for the Tornado offense. So interesting how this game is transpiring. We mentioned at the open of today's broadcast the role that Belhaven has been on. As Joe Powell with the punt now. And blocked again for the second time this afternoon. And that's going to be recovered at the 2-yard line. So 2 block punts, both coming deep in the Brevard territory, and this is just a rough situation for the Brevard defense now. 1st and goal from the 2. The second block punt of the game. The first one resulting in a touchdown immediately on the return. This one resulting in 1st and goal from the 2. Rush here. It's Blunt. And there's a touchdown for the star running back, Colby Blunt. We just mentioned how he's been limited. Blunt at the half, just 5 carries for 12 yards, make it 6 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown. But those are points off turnovers there after the block punt. And Tornadoes will have to bounce back here. This is a tough start to the second half, as that extra point is good. So both of the Belhaven touchdowns have been the result, well, 2 of the 3 at least, have been the result of blocked punts. Back here at Islamel Family Field, where Belhaven now leads 20-7. Light rain continues to fall here. Temperatures in the 60s. Kick here is taken by Hogan. Hogan from the 11. Hogan is brought down the 20-yard line, so difficult field position here for the Tornadoes. (20-7) after that one play, 2-yard drive after the block punt. Gives Belhaven the lead. Miles Hayes at the quarterback position. Justin Parker hustling, and now a timeout has been taken by the Tornadoes. So with 13:16 to play here, quarter number 3, timeout on the field. Back here at Islamel Family Field, Blazers 20, Tornadoes 7. Not the timeout the Tornadoes wanted to take in there. It seemed like a bit of a personnel issue trying to get the correct 11 players out there on the field and had to burn a timeout early on here. Meanwhile, false start by the Tornadoes. So a difficult start to this third quarter for the Tornadoes. Belhaven jumping ahead 20-7, and now the Tornadoes have to deal with 1st and 15 from the 17. At times, the Tornadoes have moved the ball effectively. Miles Hayes drops back, able to find an open wide receiver there. It's Jaden O'Leary trying to get back to that original line of scrimmage. That was O'Leary's 5th catch. Leading wide receiver. Plays tight end, but leading receiver for the Tornadoes this season. 12:42 to play here. Quarter number 3. 2nd and 12. DJ Taylor in the backfield. Hayes looking downfield, goes over the top. A deep shot. Was trying to find Reginald Taylor. Was able to connect with Taylor for a 17-yard catch earlier in this game and went with the deep shot there. One-on-one situation against the defensive back, Hersey. Hersey wins that battle, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and 12 from the 20-yard line. Some new personnel, including Jonathan Woods for the Tornadoes in this set. Hayes, back to pass, steps up in the pocket, now goes deep. And for a moment there was some separation for Reginald Taylor. But well defended there, and Tornadoes unable to come up with the connection. Cedric Brooks also deep for the Tornadoes, and be another punt for Joe Powell. Brevard local out of Brevard High School, and has had a nice season for the Tornadoes. Been a difficult road today, however, with the 2 block punts, but this one takes a beautiful bounce. A 57-yard punt by Joe Powell. So the punt team of the Tornadoes certainly needed that for probably just confidence standpoint as well after the 2 block punts. But what a punt, a boomer by Powell, and what a bounce it took as well. Meanwhile, taking over here, a new quarterback for Belhaven. And rush there, Blunt. And new quarterback in the game for Belhaven. Number 9, Ross Pace, sophomore from Columbia, Mississippi. And rush here, Pace with the keeper. And he's able to get the first down. Wyatt Langford, senior, with the tackle. So 1st and 10 from the 35. And incomplete there, was looking for Jacoby James Grace. That's the wide receiver who caught the big 62-yard touchdown reception back in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Blunt heads to the sidelines. Haven't seen him take too many snaps off. Colby Blunt. Back into the game now, Tim Johnson. Johnson. Rush there. Devin Daniels able to break some tackles and continues to push forward. That's a significant gain there for Devin Daniels. His first carry of the game. And that was a dandy. So first down, and clock continues to roll here. This was the Belhaven offense that the scouting reports revealed. This power running game. Rush here, actually play action pass, and able to find the open wide receiver. So gain of 8. KJ Hickman on the reception. Rush here to the fullback. So we're seeing some additional personnel here for Belhaven. Bogan Brewer And rush there for Blunt. So continuing to pound the rock, Belhaven. Second and 6 from the 31. Play action pass. Able to find Breimer. And that's going to be a first down just past the marker. Breimer, well done. Woods with the tackle. What a season James Woods has had. One of the star players of this year's defense. Back to pass here, Johnson. Broken up momentarily, then almost caught. KJ Dagout and Brooks Breimer battling for that one, and ends up being an incompletion. So it'll be 2nd and 10. 8:51 to play here, quarter number 3. Tornadoes trail by 13. Pitch back there to Daniels and chopped down. Nice job defensively by KJ Dagout. That'll bring up a 3rd down. This is the one area that Belhaven struggled, and the Tornadoes defense has really been effective. Just 1 of 6 on 3rd down, the Blazers. A measly 17%. Big time pass rush there, making things difficult on Belhaven. Big pressure there by Ernest Smith II. And Daniels with the catch. So this will be a long field goal for Belhaven. It's going to be from 47 yards. Konstantin Hansis, one of the top field goal kickers in the nation, one of the biggest legs in the nation. This one from 47, and it's a fake. The holder tries to take it himself. The Tornadoes able to get the stop. Now, you got to scratch your head about that call. 4th and 15, so you got 15 yards to gain, and to think that the holder somehow can single-handedly rush for 15 yards, not to mention the additional 7 yards from the long snap to the holder himself, but equivalent really to a missed field goal there. And meanwhile, Tornadoes able to take things over here. So special teams has been a factor here, and it's been more special teams mistakes than anything. Meanwhile, rush here, and Devontae Murray on the carry. Tackle there by Corey Tolliver. So see if the Tornadoes can get something going here offensively. First down rush by Murray.
That's a Brevard College first down.
Rush here, DJ Taylor. He's able to get through some of those big, thick bodies in there, and decent gain there for Taylor on first down. And we have an injured player. Looks like Jaden O'Leary. So training staff heads out to attend to him. We'll take a quick break. 6:41 to play here. Blazers 20, Tornadoes 7.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
Back to action here at Lamel Family Field. 20-7, Blazers on top. 2nd and 6. Rush. And no gain there. Maybe a gain of 1. So Murray with a hard-fought 1-yard gain. Forward progress brought him to the 45. So that'll bring up a 3rd down situation for Hayes and company. 3rd and 5 from the 45. Well, what a day of college football ahead of us. Georgia versus Tennessee, LSU, Alabama, Miami, Florida State later. 5:45 to play here, Belhaven and Brevard. Play action pass. And a pass breakup there as pass intended to Yoder. Philip Naylor with the breakup. And that'll bring up 4th down and another punt for Joe Powell. Joe Powell, the freshman, he punted a beauty last time out, over 50 yards. Now sends this, and not the punt he was looking for there, off the side of his foot, out of bounds. That's going to be outstanding field position for the Blazers. 20-7 your score, 5:32 to play in the 3rd. Back here at Brevard College, Lamel Family Field, senior day for the Tornadoes. Blazers 20, Tornadoes 7. Keeper here for the quarterback, Tim Johnson. Well, Belhaven has been rolling 7-1 overall, 5-1 in the USA South Conference. Their only loss coming at Huntington. It's also the Tornadoes' only conference loss. That was 34-21 in favor of Huntington back on September the 24th. Ever since, Belhaven's rolled with 5 straight wins. Rush here by Blunt. He went over the 1,000-yard mark earlier for the season. Talking to the coaches, Blunt is going to receive some All-American consideration. He's that good. Tackle there by Jake Haig, also Toby Naylor. Naylor, part of that senior class. Haig, the sophomore from Winter Park, Florida. Rush here and stopped right around the line of scrimmage. This will be close. Right near those sticks. And that was a 3rd down play. So we'll see. Perhaps get a measurement here. And actually, it's going to be 4th and inches. So 4th down, 4th in inches for Belhaven. And it's a keeper there. It's going to be a 1st down carry for Tim Johnson. So well-designed play there for Johnson. 3:45 to play here, and a first down, and the clock continues to roll for Belhaven. Some new defensive personnel checking in for the NATOs meanwhile. Cameron Moore checking in. Moore, the junior from Miami, Florida, Osceola High School. 3:15 to play here. Rush. And gain there once again for Blunt. Probably just a yard there. So the Tornadoes have done a really good job containing Blunt. Part of the game plan heading into this one, no doubt. Personnel out there on the field currently for the Tornadoes includes Dylan James in that defensive backfield. He's the sophomore from Gainesville, Florida. Rush here, and gain of 3, so that'll bring up a critical third down here. Tornadoes desperate for a stop, get the ball back in the offense's hands. This drive continuing after a fourth down conversion by the Blazers. Just over 2 minutes to play, quarter number 3. Johnson under center. And he's able to find an open wide receiver. That's Brewer. And that'll be a first down for the Blazers. So the Blazers able to move the sticks again. Clock continues to roll. Now 1:45 to play here. And a rush there using that fullback again. Bogan Brewer. Some power running from him. Sophomore from Greenville, Mississippi. So 2nd and 3 from the 30-yard line. And Blunt checks back in for the Blazers. The handoff to Blunt. Blunt able to effectively move the chains again. Gain of 6 or 7 yards there. So Blunt starting to get things going a little more here in the third quarter after being absolutely contained in that first half. Has scored a touchdown here in the third quarter, although that came on just a 2-yard drive after a blocked punt. 35 seconds left to play here, quarter number 3. And you can see Belhaven running the play clock down each time as well to milk this clock. Blunt with another rush there. Big hole by the left side of that line. Jerome Bass, part of that senior class with the tackle. Helmet came off on one of the Tornadoes. He heads out. And now the clock will start back up, and that'll be the last play of the third quarter. So we'll head to the fourth quarter with your score. Belhaven 20, Brevard 7. Back here at Islamel Family Field, start of the fourth quarter. Belhaven on a long drive currently, trying to keep this thing going. And another hard rush there for Blunt. Blunt starting to show us why he's one of the top running backs in the nation. And Belhaven starting to pound the ball here on this drive. Belhaven's offensive line has got some serious beef. .298, .304, .289, and .289 are the pound total on 4 of those 5 linemen. And it's picked off there in the end zone. Tyler Harrison. And Harrison takes it out of the end zone with the return. So just what the doctor ordered, a interception by Tyler Harrison. His second of the game. Harrison with 2 interceptions on senior day. He took it out of the end zone, which is a bit of a risk, and Belhaven's offense able to make a tackle. And as a result, the line of scrimmage will be at the 12-yard line. Meanwhile, timeout here by Brevard. So that's their second timeout burned already. And the Tornadoes will regroup. Well, we're just moments away from the start of the men's soccer USA South Conference Championship Final in Raleigh, North Carolina. Playing William Peace. And the Tornadoes with an opportunity to win the USA South Conference Championship. The winner of this match gets an automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament. So big moment for the Brevard College Tornadoes. These two teams played earlier this season, actually 1 week ago, and they tied 1-1, then a 8-team tournament. Tornadoes win the quarterfinals here on this past Tuesday night in penalty kick shootout fashion, then an overtime win in the semifinals over NC Wesleyan, and now for all the marbles at William Peace this afternoon. Meanwhile, here at Islamel Family Field, Tornadoes 1st and 10 from the 12 after the Harrison interception. Rush here up the middle. Devontae Murray brought down at the 19, so gain of 7. So good opening play there for Murray and the Tornadoes. The clock is starting to become a factor here. 2-score game, down 20-7. And a lot of real estate with this field position that the Tornadoes have to move down the field. Try to get in that end zone. Hayes under center. Play action pass. And one hops it to Hogan. So unable to make that connection. Reginald Taylor, the second, checking in now. 13:22 to play. And it's going to be a 3rd down situation. Tornadoes 3 of 12 in this contest on 3rd down. They're 0 for 3 here in the second half. So Tornadoes desperate for a 3rd down conversion. 4th quarter here. Pitch out there, and that's going to be a 1st down for the Tornadoes. Well done there, Mitchell Yoder. When in doubt, give it to Yoder and let him come up with something. And nice job by the Tornadoes, that left side of the line on the move as well. Justin Parker, the left guard leading the way. Hey, that offensive line of the Tornadoes, Brandon Unanks, Justin Parker, Todd Norman, Brody Lindsay, Andrew Bullard, Hayden Schnell, Josh Blackstock, Ladrodrick Rucker, done a great season, had a great season thus far. Meanwhile, rush here, gain of 2. Bunch of bodies on the Lamel Family Field turf. And finally getting all that sorted out. After that rush by Murray. Meanwhile, Grafton Petrie is checked in. Taylor in the game as well. Jordy Wilkinson in this package. 2nd and 8 from the 32. Hayes. Shotgun snap. And in and out of the hands of Reginald Taylor. So Hayes was able to deliver that football to Taylor. Taylor unable to come up with the grab. That'll bring up another 3rd down after the Tornadoes were able to convert their first 3rd down of this second half on that last play by Yoder. But looking once again to extend this drive and have a lot of work to do, down by 13 with 12:20 to play in the 4th. Hayes back to pass. Able to find an open wide receiver there. Luis Alvarez with the catch. Well done there, as Alvarez is able to make his first catch of the game. The 7th different wide receiver for the Tornadoes in this contest, and Alvarez with a nice gainer there for first down. Tornadoes, their 12th first down of the game. 11:53 to play here, quarter number 3. DJ Taylor in motion to Hayes' left. Hayes able to deliver a pass there to Jonathan Woods. So Woods with a catch, so make it 8 different wide receivers. 8 different receivers for the Tornadoes, and the beats continue for the Brevard College drumline. Hey, it was great to celebrate some of those seniors as well. Great job all season long by the drumline, bringing the rhythms to Lamel Family Field, getting people off their seats and dancing. First and 10 for the Tornadoes. They've moved the ball well this drive so far. Rush there. And it takes almost the entire state of Mississippi to take down Devontae Murray on that carry. Belhaven, located in Mississippi, newest member of the USA South Conference football side of things. We'll see them in some other sports as well, but from this part of the country that there's a different brand of football in Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and you can see this from some of these athletes they have on the field. Meanwhile, pass here, incomplete. Hayes was intending that to Grafton Petrie. We talked about this a few broadcasts ago. There's always this debate: which state in the United States has the best college, or check that, high school football? And had a lively debate over in the field house with some of the Brevard College coaching staff one afternoon. Florida, Texas, California, Georgia. Interesting debate and different styles in all those different parts of the country. 10-16 to play here. Another 3rd down for the Tornadoes. Hayes back to pass. Hayes, all sorts of time. Not able to find an open receiver, though. Great job, the coverage by Belhaven. The offensive line of the Tornadoes provided an eternity for Hayes. He could have taken a nap back there with that much time, but the coverage on the other end of the field by the defensive backs of Belhaven was just exceptional. Nobody was open for Hayes, and eventually that ball batted down. Now the Tornadoes look to be going for it on 4th down. This is critical if the Tornadoes want to keep in this ball game. 4th and 7 here from the 36. Hayes drops back to pass. Hayes looks forward and incomplete there. No flags. And there is actually a flag. A late flag came in, so no flags on the defensive backside, but then a flag came in, and it's going to be roughing the passer. So a late hit there, roughing Hayes, and a fortuitous penalty for the Tornadoes as this drive continues. Meanwhile, this drive, by the way, already the 12th play in this long drive. Wildcat formation. Chansley Parker takes it himself. And right up the middle, trying to catch Belhaven off guard with the Wildcat formation. But Belhaven did a nice job kind of staying in position there, not panicking with the Wildcat. 4-yard gain nonetheless. Thirteenth play of the drive coming here. 9:23 to play, 4th quarter. Chansley Parker in the backfield. Hayes under center, pitch to Parker. Chansley Parker beats one defender, takes on another one, and he's driven out of bounds close to the sticks. Looks like he's a little short, perhaps. Good spot there after Lee Parker was able to drive himself forward. So, in fact, it's going to be a 1st down. So, great extra effort there for Chance Lee Parker. And this drive continues. And play clock down to 1 and a timeout taken. That's actually the last timeout of the half for Brevard College. We'll take it with them. 8:45 to play here, quarter number 4, 20-7 Blaze.
I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations.
Brevard College, a top choice for students around the world.
Coming out of the timeout here will be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes at the 11. Current drive, 77 yards on 13 plays. Play action pass here, Hayes. And incomplete there, was looking for Mitchell Yoder. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock stops at 8:42. Tornadoes need 6 here. Down by 13 after an impressive drive. Looking to finish this off. Belhaven's defense has been on the field a long time. Five and a half minutes so far this drive. Meanwhile, Hayes scrambling, brilliant scrambling, in fact, looking like Fran Tarkenden for a minute there. Weaving in and out of Belhaven defenders. $8:14 to play here, quarter number 4. Big 3rd and 2 here from the 4. Rush here. Yoder. Pyle still moving. A big push there. But I think he's still going to be short. So decision time here for the Tornadoes coaching staff. Do you take the easy 3 points down by 13? Do you go for it here on 4th down? And meanwhile, injured player on the field, so a chance for the Tornadoes to talk it over here. 20-7 your score, 7:33 to play fourth quarter. Back here at Islamel Family Field, decision time for the Tornadoes. Look like they're likely going to go for it, and that makes sense because still would be a 2-score game even with a field goal. You may not get this opportunity again to cut into this lead, but critical spot here. Yoder and Chance Lee Parker in the backfield. Rush here to Yoder, and this is right around the sticks. Belhaven celebrating like they got the stop. What a tackle there. Big stop there for the Belhaven defense. You could see those defenders, those linebackers flying around. Connor Fordham, big-time individual effort there by that middle linebacker, flying through that gap. And that is a long drive that results in 0 points for the Tornadoes. We will get a measurement, but by all indications from our naked eyes here in the press box, Chance Lee Parker's short. Belhaven's defense certainly believes that, and that's indeed the case. Turnover on downs after a 16-play drive, 85 yards, 0 points. So a tough pill to swallow for the Tornadoes. Now, in the game of field position, and this is another reason why you tend to go for it, because if you miss it, you've got great field position here, which is exactly the case. So see if the Tornadoes can make something happen on the defensive side here. 1st and 10 from the 4. Rush here, and the Tornadoes' interior defense led by Obi Grimes stepping up there. Obi Grimes. What a freshman season he's had out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. It's been great to get to know Obi as a work study in the Department of Athletics as well. 6:59 to play here, quarter number 4. No gain there after the Grimes stop. Clock starts rolling here, 6:48 to play. Rush here, Blunt. And Blunt stopped there. Again, another nice stop by the NATO's defense. Jerome Bass getting in there. Grimes once again in the middle of all that action. So 3rd and 10. Rush here. And Blunt battling, trying to single-handedly get that first down, but the Tornadoes are able to make the stop. Montrell Stinson stepping up from that safety position. And that's just what the doctor ordered, to stop on 3rd down. The chains were a little slow over there as far as showing the 4th down indication. Meanwhile, looks like Belhaven might run out the clock here and either call a timeout, maybe even, you wouldn't think they would take a delay of game penalty. That would back your punter up even more into the end zone. We already saw a couple block punts, Belhaven doing that damage to the Tornadoes. But timeout there taken with 5:11 to play, and Tornadoes defense does their job, and offense will get another opportunity here as long as something unusual doesn't happen on this punt. Well, just about getting started in Raleigh, North Carolina, Men's Soccer USA South Conference Championship Final. A lot of excitement on the campus of Brevard College about that event, and a lot of excitement at the moment here because punter all the way back in his end zone, Norton, is going to try to get this off successfully. Tornadoes want to be careful not to draw a penalty. Meanwhile, caught here. And Jock Pledger with the punt return. There's a couple of flags down. One flag and one official's hat, which if you can't find your flag, that's what you go with. Meanwhile, Pledger provides a different look there as the punt returner, and he was moving very quickly there to the left. Celebrated defensive back for the Tornadoes, junior out of Monroe, Georgia. But it's going to be a holding call on the punt return team of the Tornadoes. So that'll back Brevard up, make it that much more difficult. So Tornadoes will have to get things started. Miles Hayes at the quarterback position. Jonathan Woods in the game. He had a catch on that last drive. Tornadoes running out of time here. 4:57 to play, down by 13. Hayes drops back. Able to find Yoder. Good tackle there by Fordham. Connor Fordham has just been all over the place. Hayes, back to pass. Hayes looking at his options, trying to find Jonathan Woods. High degree of difficulty there if he was going to complete that pass to Woods. We mentioned Connor Fordham, 15 total tackles to lead all players. Toby Naylor, the leading tackler for the Tornado defense, with 8. Meanwhile, 4:22 to play here, 3rd and 6. Miles Hayes in that shotgun position. Luis Alvarez in motion. Now he cuts back, whistles, and play clock at 0. And it's going to be a delay of game penalty on the Tornadoes. So another mistake, a pre-snap penalty there. Dalton Cole's checked into the game, so we have both Hayes and Cole, the two quarterbacks we've seen this afternoon, both on the field at the same time. Cole has been a very effective wide receiver, tight end throughout his career, as well as his quarterback play. He's split out to the left in the slot. Meanwhile, pass here to Murray. Murray upfield takes on a defender, Devontae Murray. Not shying away from some contact there. Murray saw Raymond in his sight, laid down his shoulder and laid down the boom. And that's a first down for the Tornadoes, just what the doctor ordered. But time is a factor. Just over 4 minutes to play here, quarter number 4. 3 wide receivers to the right. Hayes drops back. He's able to find Murray in the slot, but incomplete. Murray may have heard the footsteps coming and turned upfield too quickly there. So clock will stop at 3:52 to play, 2nd and 10. Well, great crowd here for Senior Day. Last home game of the season for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes will conclude their regular season next week at Southern Virginia. Dalton Cole checks out. Jonathan Woods in the ball game. Also Cedric Brooks. Zachary Orr amongst the wide receiver options here for Hayes. Hayes lets that fly. Pass is broken up by Hersey. Hersey had a beat on that. Tornadoes are lucky he didn't come up with that. That would have been a pick 6. Clock stops at 3:49 after back-to-back incompletions. Cole checks back in. So Hayes in the shotgun position. 3rd and 10. Hayes drops back and throws into double coverage, incomplete. And pass breakup there for Fondren. So 4th and 10, Tornadoes. From their own 45. Flag is down. Multiple flags down. Looked like Belhaven might have jumped off sides. Not sure what the second flag's all about. So we'll get this sorted out. 4th and 10, obviously a critical situation. So offsetting penalties, and we'll replay it all over again. 4th and 10 from the 45. Defensive end number 97, Carlton Brown, has been nullified by the Tornadoes offensive line for the most part, but he can wreak some havoc. Keep an eye on him. Here on this fourth down play, pass here and stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Good tackle there by Fondrum. Fordham there as well. And the Tornadoes with the fourth down attempt that is short, and Belhaven will take over here. Tornadoes down 20-7. Tornadoes out of timeouts, and Belhaven using Blunt. Naylor and Dagout with the tackle. Blunt now with 57 yards. Still been contained well below his yards per game average. And heck, the Blazers have been contained for the most part as well after the way their offense has been putting up points these last few games. But Blazers defense has been a big story in this one, and some clutch stops when it mattered most. Devin Daniels with the big gain there. Daniels has been effective. That's his third carry. That one will result in another first down. The chains will move, and then the clock will start back up. Well, the Tornadoes will have to regroup. Season's not over yet. Heading to Southern Virginia next week, as this one is all but academic at this point. 2:35 to play here. Tornadoes out of timeouts. Blazers 20, Tornadoes 7. Tim Johnson under center. Johnson. Handoff to Blunt. Tackled there by Jake Haig. Koger checking back in. He's one of the group that was honored in Senior Day festivities earlier today. Meanwhile, men's soccer getting underway. USA South Conference Championship Final. $150 to play here. 2nd and 10. Johnson under center. Handoff. And rush up the middle. Stopped by the Tornadoes front. Galashaw with the carry. First time we've seen him. Out of Leesville, Louisiana. Just over a minute to play here. 3rd down. 20-7 Blazers. Quarterback keeper here for Johnson, and Johnson's taken down. Ultimately there by Obi Grimes. So it'll be 4th down. As time continues to tick off here. A 19-second difference between the play clock and the scoreboard clock. And clock is stopped there. Timeout by Belhaven. So 10 seconds on the clock. All academic at this point. Belhaven's going to head back to Mississippi with their winning streak intact. This team has been impressive ever since that Huntington loss. Belhaven now with a 6-game win streak after these final 10 seconds tick off the clock. Johnson under center. Rush there. And Blunt with the exclamation point, getting that first down on that 4th down carry. And Belhaven's coaching staff begins to congratulate each other. Blaine McCorkle getting the win for the Tornadoes, and two teams will shake hands, and Belhaven will make their way back to Mississippi victorious. Belhaven improves to 8-1, 6-1 the USA South Conference. Brevard drops to 4-5, 4-2 in the USA South Conference. Stick with us. We'll bring you all the details of how this game unfolded, along with some final statistics. Your final score, Belhaven 20, Brevard 7. Back here at Ives Lamel Family Field, Belhaven a 20-7 winner over Brevard. Belhaven took a 7-0 lead back in the second quarter. This game was scoreless through the first quarter and 4.5 minutes into the second quarter until Johnson found Jacoby James Grace for an explosive 62-yard pass and catch. That put the Blazers up 7-0. Belhaven then took a 13-0 lead on a blocked punt that resulted in a touchdown. Luke Fondren making that a reality. And Brevard able to get on the board in that second quarter, a 28-yard touchdown reception from Mitchell Yoder, which Hayes delivered to him. That capped off an 8-play, 60-yard drive. The second half was very low scoring, just the only score, a touchdown by Belhaven once again as the result of a blocked punt, this time giving Belhaven field position at the 2-yard line. Blunt then pounded it into the end zone for the touchdown. That put up Belhaven 20-17, and the Blazers go on to shut out the Tornadoes the rest of the way. Second half shutout, resulting in the 20-7 win. Brevard actually had more first downs than Belhaven in this one, 16-15, and total yards very even, 262 for Belhaven, 259 for Brevard. Brevard was 6 of 18 on third down. Belhaven 2 of 11. But big difference in this one, 2 blocked punts. This would be a completely different ball game if it weren't for those special teams plays by the Blazers. Brevard offensively, Miles Hayes at quarterback, 15 of 35 for 126 and a touchdown. Dalton Cole, 5 of 7 for 41 yards. Tornadoes at times got the running game going, but it was difficult sledding a lot of the way. Mitchell Yoder, 9 carries for 26 yards. Chance Lee Parker, 10 carries for 24. Devontae Murray, 6 for 25. DJ Taylor also had a couple carries for 16 yards. Yoder was the leading receiver for the Tornadoes, 7 catches for 71 yards. Jaden O'Leary, 5 catches for 16. Devontae Murray and Cooper Hogan each had a pair of catches. Luis Alvarez, Reginald Taylor II, Jonathan Woods, and Zachary Orr each with a reception as well. Belhaven offensively, their quarterback Tim Johnson with 10 of 24, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. Colby Blunt, one of the top running backs that the Tornadoes have seen, he was limited for the most part. 20 carries for 66 yards. He did go over 1,000 yards for the season. Did have a touchdown as well. Devin Daniels had 25 yards rushing. Johnson had 28 yards with his legs. Leading receiver for Belhaven, Brooks Breimer, the fullback, had a couple catches. And we mentioned Jacoby James Grace with that 62-yard touchdown. Defensively, Belhaven led by Connor Fordham with 15 tackles. Carlton Brown, he was another player that the scouting report said to really keep an eye on, one of the top defensive players, makes a lot of things happen. At least from an individual standpoint, he was limited. 4 tackles for Brown. Tornadoes defensively led by Toby Naylor, the senior linebacker. Naylor had 10 tackles. Jerome Bass had 8 tackles, 5 tackles for KJ Dagout and Obadiah Grimes. 2 interceptions for senior Tyler Harrison. Well, this was a day of celebration for Brevard College football in the senior class. Celebrated a large senior class. Jonathan Woods, Dalton Cole, Jaden O'Leary, Jordan Wilkinson, Stamati Damalos, Jacob Reed, R.J. Everett, Zion Bargelo, Justin Parker, Brandon Unanks, Cedric Brooks, Cameron Moore were all celebrated, along with DJ Taylor, Mitchell Yoder, Tyler Harrison, Miles Hayes, Toby Naylor, Jock Pledger, Thomas Kramer, Freddie Aiken III, Reese Rubio, Wyatt Langford, and Andrew Tarleton. Also, Grequenzio Koger, graduate student, Todd Norman, and Josh Whetstone. The senior football players celebrated this afternoon. We also had senior cheerleaders, Bethany Bryan, Aaron Butts, and Nisa Rosales. Drumline was featured as well, and we celebrated their seniors. Savannah Colliver, Joshlyn Mitchell, Caitlin Olive, and Elijah Bloom. Today's game was dedicated to the late Dr. Steve Knott. We had Dr. Knott's family here with us today, and some special moments throughout the weekend, as Dr. Knott was just such a huge part of the Brevard College community here, and he continues to be dearly missed and remembered. Men's soccer currently underway at the USA South Conference Championships in Raleigh, North Carolina. 20 minutes into the first half, William Peace has struck first with a 1-0 lead over the Tornadoes. Well, Tornadoes will regroup. They will head to Southern Virginia for their regular season finale and USA South Conference finale and see if they can bounce back after 20-7 defeat to Belhaven. Belhaven will conclude its season versus Maryville at home next week. Huntington defeated NC Wesleyan today to improve to 6-0 in the USA South Conference. So since Huntington beat Belhaven earlier this season, that should wrap things up for them as far as the USA South Conference Football Championship. Tornadoes coming off back-to-back wins over LaGrange and Maryville. Today fall to a very formidable opponent, Belhaven, 20-7. We'll want to thank all of our sponsors of Brevard College Tornado Athletics all throughout the year. Chick-fil-A and Jets Pizza, providing some great concessions throughout the year at the newly expanded Islamel Family Field. Party Sports Medicine, official healthcare provider, along with Southeastern Sports Medicine in orthopedics of the Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Hampton Inn Brevard, official hotel. And so many people who help make these Brevard College Tornado football productions possible, whether it be the operations staff here at the athletic department. A lot of students chip in there in terms of the work-study experience here at Brevard College. Great to see a lot of members of the faculty out here to support the Tornadoes as well. And then the crew that brings Brevard College Tornado Athletics to you here on this YouTube channel. Great work all season long by members of the women's lacrosse team, the men's lacrosse team. Joseph Marvin pushing all the buttons. And just want to thank you, NATO Nation, for tuning in throughout the season to Brevard College Tornado Football. We'll have a couple basketball games this week, so check us out on Tuesday and Thursday as the Tornadoes basketball seasons will get underway this week upcoming. Should be a lot of fun in the Boschmer Gymnasium if you're able to join us in person. Tuesday at 6 p.m. versus Bob Jones. That's the women's basketball season opener. Then the men's team also opens versus Bob Jones. That's on Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Bosch. So that'll just about do it for us here at Islamel Family Field on Senior Day for the Brevard College Tornadoes. For our crew behind the scenes, I'm Phil DeMontmollin. Your final score for the final time, Belhaven 20, Brevard 7. Go Tornadoes.